Hey everyone, Sly47 here. Today in this discussions week, we're going to talk about legendary mods in World of Warships Blitz. I got a bunch of people around on stream in order to talk about all the legendary mods in this game. To rank them in a tier maker, this does not mean I'm starting a tier maker, okay? I'm just not ready for that, okay? I'm just not ready. But this is just the easiest way to show everyone our thoughts. The criteria for this is it worth it if you are interested in it? Per se, if you are willing to put in the money or in the free XP investment, whichever one you are choosing, is it worth it to put it on that ship? I do have a section that I'm going to start off with the Venezia that actually I've already been told by a few people running double rudder with the turret traverse on Venezia can be quite spicy. So the first section might have aged a little poorly already by the time this video comes out, but I will say generally I'm still going to concur with what our thoughts are, but there might be a build out there that Lighthouse Venezia actually somewhat works. So just an FYI on that one, but hopefully I'll enjoy today's tier maker video with the legendary mods of World of Warships Blitz. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on what everyone's thoughts on each one in this entire video is. Hopefully I'll have a good one and enjoy the video. Peace. We're going to talk about this pile of shit right here. Little tip, hint for later and like that, but don't do this. Concealment is what's suggested. Just don't do this.
Let's do it for once for slime. So.
Steals in the first slot, it'd be funny because you're a triple rudder.
Yes, that is
Triple
true.
rudder.
Yes, I think this is definitely in the wrong position.
It's in the wrong area.
Just the wrong slot.
It's just, no, it's not. And then let alone, yeah, you could run dispersion. It's already a shotgun, so it kind of helps. You could even run reload. But it's just put it in position 2, or I don't know, something other than whatever this is. This is bad. Lighthouse Venezia is not how you play it. Henri, at least you can kind of make it work. But that's really, yeah, you can kind of make it work, but that's about it. You said flank, not Vermont flanking. Oh, Soulfire, you should have been there. You should have explained that to me. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Let's see. Now I want a flank stake. Oh, that's good. Alright, so now that we've covered Venezia, because I'm actually not going to play Venezia at Lighthouse. It's just arguably horrible for the ship. You do not want to touch it. So we got all of the leg mods in World of Warships Blitz here, and I've got the Peanut Gallery with me to talk about this. Overall, I think we can knock a few of these out. We just already talked about Venezia. It's just not worth it. It's just straight up.
Ooh.
Nope, it is. Don't do it. Just don't.
Complete and utter trash can.
Yeah, does anyone have anything to add to that? Because
Definition of how not to make a legendary module.
We supposed to throw the kebab up there too, right next to it.
Alright, we'll go through it. I just wanted, because we already covered the Venezia. So, let's kind of go over what is the rankings on here. So, worth the money, generally worth it. Use only if your favorite ship makes it work. There's only one ship in there, surprise, surprise. And not worth it at all. So, this is a general style of how good the legendary module is for that ship. Not the ship's meta, not how good it is overall within randoms, all that stuff. We're just saying, is it generally worth it for that ship if you like that ship per se? So, that's the ranking, so just kind of make sure, remove the meta out of there and just go with that. Alright, Conqueror. I'll let the Peanut Gallery. Anyone want to start off? Oh, Soulfire, hot mic.
Soulfire comes to defend Conqueror?
Yeah, so Soulfire, I guess I want to talk about that, but okay, well, I'll start off the Conqueror. I'll just say it's not worth it. Yeah, it doesn't really help much, and we'll go to the live stream over here and show it, just so that people know what it is. So while we talk about it, wrong button. So right here, third slot, main traverse speed plus 10%, plus 25% traverse acceleration, and minus 20% steering gear survivability. You get a more nimble Conqueror. It already should be more nimble. That's kind of it.
You lose concealment though.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Is the Conqueror line has amazing concealment if you run the concealment mod on it, and that means you can get really close and blat people with a crap ton of AP or HE. it's just not worth it. This should also all these stats should be kind of already there on the Conqueror base by itself. So, anyone else want to defend the Conqueror? I know Granddad kind of said it was not really worth it. And I take his opinion.
That's
Generally,
alright.
you don't really want it, honestly.
Yeah, you don't.
Concealment is generally better.
Yeah, concealment is generally better. Let me turn the music just shortly. So Des Moines, though, we're gonna go right up. Finally, have it worth it right off the bat. I think the Des Moines one is excellent. Anyone specifically run Des Moines with it or not with it?
I mean, you should be running.
If you have the option to run it, you would run it.
Yeah.
Especially
Having
with the space camo.
Yeah, with the space camo, I wish I had the space camo on my own. But realistically, additional range for just a little bit more reload. Sign me up.
Yeah, pretty much. You lose like you have like a 0.3 second longer reload. Like it makes no difference.
Yeah,
It really doesn't.
especially on a ship that has rapid reload 4. Right? Rapid reload 4. Yeah, it's rapid reload 4, right?
No, rapid reload 2.
That's rapid reload
two?
2. It's 2.
Oh, it's 2. Never mind, it's 2. My bad.
You've asked it.
I'm losing it. I'm losing it, everyone, already, and we're only 30 minutes into the stream. Let's go. So
His alcohol.
I know, right? Takeaway. Yep, I'm cut off, everyone. Totally cut off. But yeah, this one is generally worth it. If you were to not have the money for the Des Moines, I would generally say it's Traverse or Reload. Dispersion, you don't really need it, I feel like. It's accurate enough. What do you guys say?
But you also only have 9 guns though. So
Yeah. So
it's
9 guns.
It's good DPM, but it's not a lot of volume. It's not a lot of. Alpha
And most
on
of the time,
guns.
you'll be only using 6 guns.
Yeah, because you're about
don't
taking out
forget
time.
arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would generally say you're running. You can run Dispersion, but Reload, I'd say that's at least what I would choose for the first slot if you weren't going to run that. So
I would
let's
say
see.
both, like, reload and dispersion are okay.
Yeah.
It's just as
You don't really need Surge versus Des Moines with the way
Yeah.
Des Moines is played. You're just about taking out time anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I'm actually just going to do the next two really quickly because I think we kind of all agreed to this. We kind of did a little bit of the tier maker prior to this, but Gearing and Grozovoi are generally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're.
I'll fight for that Grozovoi. I'll fight for that Grozovoi one.
Yep. Let
I will
me
fight for
grab all of this and bring this over. So with the Gearings, I actually took it off right here. But also, by the way, you do lose it if you pull it off. If you sell it and then bring it back on, you have to pay another 5,000 gold or 250,000 for XP. Just as an FYI, some people are asking about that. So Hiromi's like, wait for me! But here, the Gearing is additional range, better speed, slightly worse reload, and I think it's like maybe 4 seconds in increase, so it's not much. And then the Grozovoi over here is better reload, better speed, but less range. Still worth it in my opinion.
It's worth. See,
The one
thing
thing
is
is
that
definitely what?
the Gearing's worth it. Grozovoi is a harder sell compared to Gearings, but Grozovoi is very worth it when
Yeah.
you consider the fact that Grozovoi is already very good gun-wise, and you get even better torps to spam out with. You spam
Yeah,
it out
and-
more often.
And I think
And
you were talking about this, Red, though, that if they had the skill as the elite bonus for buffing the reload, it would make sense to run reload.
If they had the elite gun operator, then gun reload makes sense. Then it
Yes.
makes sense. You can stack it, but if they don't, then just run the torps.
But then again, both the reloads on these ships really do actually. You don't really get a lot of increase from the reload buff,
You
so
really don't.
yeah, it doesn't.
Well,
really-
Grozovoi more than Gearing because you have longer reload than Gearing, but generally speaking, you don't get much.
Yeah, you don't. So realistically, they're generally worth it. I wouldn't say they're required. They're not worth the money immediately, but they will help definitely if you enjoy these ships. Definitely, you're gonna have a good time. Unfortunately, we have our first carrier. Everyone, where is it? Everyone, anyone want to shout this out?
Where's the money?
What's
No.
it again? Haku?
Haku.
Haku. Where's
Haku.
the
Straight
money?
up worth.
Worth it.
Straight up worth.
Straight up worth it. Straight up worth it. This is Hakuryu's. If I can say it right, let me quickly pull it up on. Yeah, well, I'm still gonna slaughter here and there, but let me just pull this up and bring this over to live stream. Yeah, Hakuryu already people in chat are like definitely worth it. We have a torpedo bomb speed increase, return speed increase, but you get a little less health. This thing makes all of its damage off of its torpedo bombers, and even better, it's in the second slot, which you don't really need as a carrier.
Yeah, you would only run
Yeah.
acceleration in the second
Yeah, the only
slot
thing you run is propulsion and nothing
Yeah.
else.
because you want to be able to dodge destroying his torpedoes if they take
Yep.
you by surprise.
Torp Nukes is muted by himself. That's not a server unit. So, yeah. Yeah, I know, right? And, I'm waiting for Nukes to talk, if he wants to, or they want to. But yeah, no, if you run Haku, just be disgusting and do that. Like, that'll help you completely. Alright, Harugumo. I'm gonna say only use it if it's your favorite ship. Anyone else
Or if you play it
have...
enough.
Yeah,
I agree.
that'd be the idea, is if you play it
Mhm.
enough, you're gonna, it's your favorite ship. But let's quickly go over and look at that.
That's not my,
What does
that's
it
not my
give?
favorite shape.
It gives
Um,
plus 8% max traverse speed, plus 8% traverse acceleration, plus 8% main battery traverse speed, and plus 8 torpedo traverse speed. So
It's not
it's really just,
bad.
it's a general buff. It helps.
It's not really terrible, but like,
Yeah. It's
It's
just
kind of nice to have. It's just like nice to have if you
Yeah.
enjoy the ship enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put it in that idea of just generally, it's if it's your favorite ship, go for it. It's gonna be better, but
Only downside, and this is the biggest
I would
downside.
say
is that
maybe. I would
the
actually
only
say
downside, and this is the biggest downside to the Harugumo. I think Steve will say this as well. You lose propulsion mod in a ship that has
Yeah.
horrendous propulsion.
Yeah.
yeah.
Lose
Yeah.
propulsion and a
Really
horrendous
huge issue for
propulsion.
Harugumo.
Propulsion. You have to run propulsion on both.
yeah, propulsion is definitely a nicer pick
You have- you
there.
have You
So
have 11-second acceleration, so you better be like really good at
You better
deaccelerating
pick
early.
propulsion.
yep.
Like it is,
Or you
it's
better
hard
pick
to.
like
it's hard-
mindset.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's
it's
really,
not a-
it's really hard.
It's not like a bad mod. It doesn't adversely hurt
No, it's
it
not
really
bad.
though.
It's just that-
So
Yeah.
It's just that you gotta go into it knowing that you're not gonna be deaccelerating very fast.
yeah, absolutely. Right there, I agree with Dino on this with Alistair. Yeah, it's you have to be prepared with that one, but it's there if you're a Harugumo main. You know, hi, hello to the
Like,
three
if
of
you're
you.
confident with your
Yeah.
propulsion. Thanks. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Well, it was about the way me and you play. How I play Harugumo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really need propulsion.
No, you don't, because we play funny things.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, chat's in the wrong area. Let's put that right there. Sorry about that. You lose propulsion mod, so while the leg mod is better, you better notice what you're losing.
It's a mod you have to know what you're getting yourself into with.
Yep.
Huh.
And if you know your ship well, then you know your ship. It's your favorite ship. So
Oh, yeah.
hopefully you choose it right. It helps overall, but doesn't hurt too much either. Henri, we have another crap one. Not worth it. Lighthouse Henri.
It has that slight lighthouse building. You
try
can
this at
maybe
home.
run.
Don't try
Hey,
this
don't
at
try
home.
this at home. This is not a try at home build. Everyone
This
can
is
run.
the meat machine.
Only reason it's
Yeah.
not worth it is because I know like 99% of people are not people to enjoy Henri if they do this.
Yeah, I think you
Yep.
lose 1.2 seconds off of your reload or something like that, but you get an increased surface section of plus 12%.
This is the most extreme
Lighthouse
lighthouse
Henri.
build. It's like the most extreme lighthouse build you can run in the game.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
no, don't run this at all. If this was something where it changes up and it gave you additional range and additional reload, and you basically had to change up your entire playstyle to the ship, it would be kind of fun. It would be a different style. But right now, just run dispersion like everyone else should. Like, that's really about it. Anyone have any other thoughts on Lighthouse Henri?
Like maybe like 1% of players in the game can make lighthouse Henri maybe plausible. Otherwise, it's
Probably.
really pretty much. Otherwise, it's not really a crazy mod.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish that it was better. I wish that this would change fundamentally what the Henri is. Instead of an ambush predator, maybe it changed up and even lost like all of its rapid reloads, but you lost like 4 seconds off your reload. You got surface section increase, so it basically became an HEAP long-range battlecruiser that was kind of fast. Like, that'd be kind of at least interesting. But this is just
Ooh,
bad.
That's a good point, Alistair. If it did stack with the third, if it's in the third slot, you could or second slot, you could technically stack it with reload,
Uh-huh.
which would be funny if you could stack it with reload.
Doesn't the Henri have something in the PC that allows it to get like 2-second reload at something? Like, it just keeps on building.
Henri does have a lag on PC. It's fundamentally the same. And remember, there's top grade gun and PC as well.
I thought there was
Yeah.
something else that like increased its reload time the more like it was like a better. I'll have to look it up sometime. Maybe we're in editing for this video. I'll put it up there because it's like I thought I saw something on PC where they literally had like 2-second reload on Ori because of a meme build with taking more damage, using adrenaline rush, stuff like that. But
And top grade gun as well. That definitely helps.
yeah. Yep. Next up, we have the Hindenburg. Actually, Alistair, you kind of changed my mind on this one overall.
Lighthouse Hindenburg.
Yeah, Hindenburg, generally worth it. It generally helps. It increases the range and it increases the surface protection, which you already are kind of horrible with surface protection, so who cares? So, kind of just works. No, I'll pull it up here, but anyone have any other thoughts on the Hindenburg's leg mod?
It's Hindenburg. If you like Hindenburg, and you're
Yeah,
committed
it's
to it
okay.
as well.
It's okay.
It's alright.
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's alright.
It's like
but-
it's nothing crazy, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it overall. Like I'd say that it does help it. I'm not a big fan of Hindenburg, so I can see the reason you take it over the dispersion. That's all. Like if you like Hindenburg, it's better. Let's see, adrenaline rush, more HP, lost, faster reload. Okay,
Yeah,
so pick
adrenaline
those
rush
up.
works a little different
Yeah.
because over time you start getting more adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
Over time, the lower you get.
Hindenburg is 100% worth it. So basically your battle cruiser. Yeah, like it was like that's what I felt like. I had enough range. I could rival the Russian cruisers, which was really nice. But outside of that, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's worth it or it's damn near required for it, but it does help. It does help. Khabarovsk, everyone. Anyone want to say it with me? Because actually the person here that can make it work is here finally.
Hiromi?
Hello.
Ah, there he is. There he goes. You really failed on that cue, man. You really failed on that cue.
I was trying to say hello, but I forgot my mic is muted.
We can't take him anywhere. So actually, use it only if it's your favorite ship.
Literally, that's the only reason.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it helps it because in general, more range is just better. Purely,
Oh, yeah.
it's just better. So why not take it and use it? But there's a portion that we have to take into effect here, and actually, unfortunately, I don't know if you guys are hearing it too. I'm getting blasted by my. There we go. Sorry, I'll fix that. We don't need that anymore now. But the artillery plotting room increases your main battery firing range by plus 12% and decreases your torpedo range. Your torpedo range is already short, so who gives a shit? And the main battery firing range increase does make it quite a nice distance.
Yep.
That's not going to fix this ship because you're at 10.77 kilometers.
It's not going to fix it.
It's not going to
No,
fix the
no.
Khabarovsk on how bad it is. So don't spend your money on this unless you go, hey, I actually can make this work. Better range will help.
You might as
The
well run Club Air like
Sad
Jesus
fact.
Christ.
Sad
You're
fact
just-
that
Yeah.
the fact that Delny that doesn't have a leg mod can almost get combo gun range with his leg mod is kind of sad.
I mean, Khabarovsk is the only premium, quote unquote, ship that
Premium,
has a legendary
but
mod.
I mean, yeah.
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 Is pay to lose? Pay to lose Khabarovsk? Anyone? Pay to
Pretty
lose?
much.
Yeah, pretty
Like
much.
only a
It's-
handful of people can make it work. Only a handful
Uh-huh.
of people.
Yeah, don't spend money on the Khabarovsk really just because of the meta. But for this specific tier maker, it technically does help. It does. If you like the ship,
Technically.
it will help. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
There might be people who like it. So we'll go with that. Kleber. Actually, we have a few people here that really do enjoy it, and generally, I'd actually say use only if it's your favorite ship because it doesn't benefit that much.
But then get propulsion.
It's the same- I mean,
The thing is that you have the
it's
same
similar
you have the Harugumo issue. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into because you lose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're going into something that you're gonna lose. You're losing propulsion over more traverse with main gun traverse and torpedo traverse.
Yeah, you gotta know what you're getting yourself into before you can really consider Kleber
Yeah.
leg mod.
Yeah, you're typically going to want to run propulsion on this, and yes, it does increase your. It doesn't actually increase your acceleration; it increases your traverse acceleration, so you're a little more nimble on everything, and it helps out with the main battery traverse speed in order to make it so you can kind of knife fight. Running like a double traverse mod on that really does noticeably help this ship. but is it $16 worth?
No.
Yeah.
No. Propulsion is still.
It's
Only,
not.
only for the thing is that if you want to make this work, you have to run the elite bonus that buffs your max speed propulsion, so you at least get some propulsion out of your bits.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can't run a elite gun operator to make this work. Otherwise,
Oh,
you're not
yeah.
gonna have
Yeah.
propulsion at all.
I can definitely see that. But Kleber, I'd only say if it's used on your favorite ship, it's not really worth it. But it's not a bad mod either. So it's not anything like Venezia Henri Conqueror.
The real only downside is the fact that you're not taking propulsion. That's really the only downside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep,
Which is
11
similar to
seconds
Harugumo.
space Acceleration.
Yeah.
Just,
Yep.
just giving you that.
Yep.
Just gotta what you're getting into.
Yep, exactly. Know what you're getting into. Kremlin here. So, Kremlin, I'm actually going to say it's generally worth it. But it's not
Yeah.
It is
worth
worth
it.
it.
It definitely is worth it.
Okay, then,
You know,
yeah,
definitely worth it.
Mr. Mime, what are
Well,
you saying?
definitely.
What are you thinking? Yeah, let's talk.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
So you get additional armor
Like-
on.
The light mod actually makes Kremlin can resist the shells.
Yeah.
Even though it's gonna be attracting a lot, but you can actually resist them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kremlin's a funny one because if you can't handle the cruiser guns that are going to pen your bow section nice with this mod on, if you can't handle them, it's not worth it. If you can deal with them, it's absolutely worth it because it can tank a ton of damage with that mod on.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. No, and that's why I've always said is that the leg mod dictates who your true enemy is. If you can handle cruisers and you're not worried about that, and you just want to make sure that you can handle battleships better, leg mod it all the way. But if you're noticing that, hey, cruisers are actually ripping you apart, or you can handle battleships in the Kremlin, kind of not so much, not so much. But anyone else want to talk about the Kremlin leg mod? No, generally worth it. I think everyone.
It's just that armor, man. That's
Yeah,
crazy
it does
armor
help.
in
It does
battleships.
help, but not needed at all. On their Pig Bay, if you're not planning on stopping, it's not bad. That is true. The Kleber, if you don't stop at all, who cares about acceleration?
That's a fair point.
Yeah, that's
fair enough, but like,
Fair enough, but propulsion mod is still very strong.
but in case you
Yeah.
need to like full stop,
Odds are you will have to stop at some point, Kleber. You can't go
Yeah.
full speed the whole game not expecting not to stop at all.
in case you
Yeah.
need to dodge.
which actually now
When it
that
comes
makes
striking,
now
you
now
might
that you
as
say
well.
that, Pig Bay, now you say that, I think I might get it for my Kleber because I play it very similar to my Delny, and Delny doesn't stop. We don't stop for no one. Nope.
Right.
Oh, stop.
Yep.
Okay,
Midway.
what's next?
Midway, everyone. Let's just say it with me. Worth it.
Actually,
Worth
maybe.
the money.
Only a racket maybe.
No way.
No, 5%.
No,
just
no.
better bomb
5%
damage.
for $16. Is it really worth the price?
No.
The
No,
midway.
definitely
No.
not.
Okay, if you
Definitely.
really like the Midway, because I say it's worth it just because of its position. You don't
Honestly, I
need
would
slot
rank
2.
Midway is not as great as the because
You
this-
don't need
When you
the
slot.
bomb
consider that
discussion
it's
is
in, when you
so
consider that
stuck.
it's in, when you consider that it's in the second slot, it is very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nukes
Yeah,
is literally
I
saying Midway's leg mod is OP as fuck. Yeah, it just does so much. It adds more to that bomb damage, and you already have OP bomb damage, so it's
It's not gonna hurt you.
yeah.
It's not gonna hurt your
Yeah.
midways. There's no downside to this. It's not gonna
Yeah.
hurt your midway.
Oh,
Yeah, but
There's
it's
no
not
doubt.
worth $16. That's the push and raise.
well,
so
yeah.
yeah. I think the only reason it makes or breaks it is because the Midway does most of its damage from bombs. So it's just and it's in slot 2. So you can run whatever mod and you want in the front.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing, is it's good position and it's just up straight up better slot.
Yeah, definitely. But like, I mean, if you're broke, it's okay not to have. It's putting it there.
That is true. It is okay not to have it, but it's definitely worth the money if you have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not where it's like hey, technically there's a
It's not-
better
It's
one
not
or there's
the
somewhat
obvious
better
Hakuryu
one.
but like,
Yeah.
it's still kind of worth it.
Okay.
Just to
So-
find it.
So we have some slight things where hey, maybe if you don't have the money and like that, Midway's not completely worth it, but I generally say it's I
Just
think
put it generally worth it. Just
Again,
times
Why
it
is
by one.
Moines and worth the money? What?
And we got Matt joining in.
Oh,
here.
can we get Matt for the Worcester? Can we get Matt for the Worcester? I know we. Have
we're getting to the Worcester, everyone. It's called alphabetical order. Let's kind of go through this. Okay, everyone, come on. Hold on. Minotaur,
Patience.
worth it.
Hell,
It's
you know,
worth
this
every
is not even a
dollar.
question.
Yep.
This isn't even a question. This isn't even
Yeah.
a question.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna
Oh,
re-show
yes.
it, but
It turns Minnow from light cruiser into super destroyer.
Yep.
Turns it into super destroyer.
yeah, it's broke because you just your steering gear survivability and power system survivability is less. Well, you're not supposed to get hit in the minnow, so if you're doing your job, those downsides are not downsides.
Yeah.
With that, so
Like,
traverse
if you
speed and
lose your-
acceleration, you're just nimble-ish.
Usually, if a shell hits the engine of a minnow, that usually means you are dead. That usually means you are probably dead. So.
Oh yeah, no. It's just
Okay.
minnow. I would definitely say it's right there.
Oh, yes.
It's just right there. It's worth the money
So
to
worth
buy it
it.
if you like the ship, even remotely. Just get it. Just get it.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, it's just minnow. It's just minnow. Can't argue
Okay,
against
so
it.
actually, I want to hear a lot of people because we kind of started off the bat, but we didn't have a lot of Montana mains here or people who play the Montana often. But Montana, we kind of talked about earlier, use only if it's your favorite ship.
Yeah.
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 In my opinion, it's actually no. Not even worth.
Why?
You're buffing a stat that's fundamentally useless. Why?
Well,
So-
fire and flood resistant and torpedo damage reduction is going to help significantly against
Okay,
players who
my-
get killed by Shimakaze.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I run into a Montana that has this, if I'm trying to HE farm it, it is way.
Oh
harder
no,
to
you
light
know when
fires
someone
on.
has it. You know when
It
someone
is
has
so
it.
much harder.
You know when someone
Yeah.
has it.
You can tell when someone has it.
So I'm
Yeah,
actually
like,
gonna
yeah,
I'm
I'm
actually
not
gonna go
getting-
back
I'm
to
not getting any
Soulfire's. I'm gonna go back to Soulfire's idea here that I remember talking to him off the bat, and he said it literally took him about 10-20 games to actually see the difference.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's not necessary.
It's not a
That makes sense.
necessary module. It's not necessary.
Yeah,
And you're trading propulsion.
that is
Yeah,
true.
well,
That
depending
I'm
how
not.
I play my Montana, I don't care about my acceleration.
Exactly.
My gun range and not getting farmed out by HE spammers.
Yeah.
How are you caring about steering? It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's a really sluggish
TV.
ship, and it's not going to help you dodge anything with your brother.
That's
I
a
know
whole
it's
nother
not
conversation for another video. I'm just going to stop the concealment crew here. I'm just
Okay,
going to
okay.
stop it. We're not doing the concealment talk here, okay? As
Just
much as
move
I
on,
have
just
everyone
move on.
here for
I'm
it,
not
but
saying
we're
a
not
word.
doing it. We're
I'm
not
not
doing
saying
it.
a word.
Just move on.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Remember,
don't-
leg mod. We're
nobody's-
talking about the leg mod, people.
Okay. But, like,
All right, wait. Let's remind me, you're still talking
Yeah.
on this?
I'm just saying that you're trading out. Just think. Just think about,
Again,
is it
okay,
even
so it's
worth?
back to that Harugumo. You gotta know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, it's back to the
Yeah.
Harugumo issue.
Nope.
You gotta
Yeah.
know what you're getting yourself into.
Me
Yeah.
too.
So, but I would generally say if Montana, if you like it, it does help. It does. It's just you have to know what you're getting into. I absolutely agree. And I think that basically now we're starting to use only if your favorite ship should probably be use if you know what you're getting into.
Like,
You must be playing the ship a lot to know what you're
I
getting
would
yourself
actually
into.
say if you want to snipe and turn up, just but like if you want to use your health to tank, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
It just depends on your playstyle. Let's put it that way.
It does.
August on the fence on Monty seems to have some value. It does. It definitely does. Finally, let's talk about Petro. We actually specifically made its own category for just it. It makes it work. It does. It makes it.
Russia
makes
has
it
to be
good.
special, I guess.
Yeah, Russia has to be special. Add this and the Legion camo right now. It's actually not a bad ship. It really is not bad. I'd say low good in tier maker scale, but you have to put money into the ship to make it work.
If Venezia was pay to lose, this is pay to win.
Yeah.
This is the complete opposite of Venezia. This is what makes it. This is what makes it good. This is pay to win. This is the most pay to win
That
legendary
is-
module you will
That
ever
is
see in this
so
game.
good. It
Especially.
is so good. Yeah, especially with plus main gun survivability, which really does help. The traverse speed increase and the reload time add in with
Hell
you now don't have to
yes.
run reload mods. You can run dispersion mods, so you actually can hit shit. Like
Yeah. Pay to play.
It has the Kremlin
Yeah,
effect.
you
Now,
still-
it has the Kremlin effect where now your turrets just don't break.
yep, and then add in this
turns like
camo,
practically
Petro. Oh, Petro, yeah. I average more damage in Petro than I do in Stalingrad.
Is
Ooh.
it Petro now, not Petro?
What?
Actually, someone was wondering about
Jeez.
that. That might be my Midwest. No. Okay, so Alistair was saying he does more damage in Petro than Stalingrad now.
Alice is broken like that. He's
I mean,
so cute
Petro's
like
so
that.
much pen.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's a
Pigbait,
lot.
yeah, you can use free XP for it, but that's a lot of time you have to put in. That's a
Oh, no,
lot
it
of
is.
time.
Could be XP.
Yeah, unless you're sitting on a ton of free XP, it's not worth it to use free XP on this one though, Pigbait.
But you should
Yeah.
have like
Unless you're like Giga Whale and you have all this free XP from all these premiums you play at tier 10, it's very hard to
Is it
have
is
that
it
to happen.
Giga Whale or Sigma?
I don't even know anymore, man. I don't even
Looks
know.
at
know.
Bob.
Yeah, I
Looks
don't
at
know
Bob.
either.
Looks at Bob Sigma.
Looks at Bob. Yep, looks at Bob.
Wait,
Bob, where are you? We need you here.
He's a Persicon those guys, so we're chilling now. We're chilling.
Yeah, I know we're chilling. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
On NA. Come on, let's get that straight.
I know, on
That's
NA.
on NA. So,
Okay.
let's see. Let's see what did I miss. Yeah, Alistair, I'm enjoying it now once I have the camo and the Montana mod. Yeah, it's nice but not necessary. Soulfire. Yep.
Mhm.
Interesting, Alistair. You think that the armor is good on the Petro? I don't want to say that. Oh,
Hitbox.
it has a weird one. It really still needs a nerf on its
Yep.
armor, which sounds weird to say, but it does need a nerf on its armor.
Oh no, Shimakaze. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Alright,
Let's just
everyone.
say it depends.
Shimakaze. So actually, we talked about this before. We didn't want to create a whole nother just one category for it. So Shimakaze, let's quickly talk about what it is. We're putting in not worth it. But understand that there's a stipulation here.
It depends on the matchmaking.
Yes,
Yes.
it does. So you get traverse speed in your short tubes. Who cares? The reload time is really nice, and the minus survivability. Oof, no, when especially you have something that does 3% less. Why would you spend money for 3% more off of that?
When you consider that Shima already loses his torp tubes often, having this basically makes it insta break every time someone shoots your torp tubes.
Yeah, basically.
Yep.
It's almost an insta
Basically,
broken
like
torp.
Austin.
Yeah, it's basically guaranteed broken torp tubes every time someone shoots at you.
Yeah, stipulation is CV exists, therefore not worth it. Yeah, basically that's the problem. Is that if you are a good Shima player and they are out there,
Oh,
then
yes,
it
they
might
are.
be worth it because you get that little extra bonus or generally worth it type of idea. But in general, I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot stick.
No, just
Oh crap! Come on, internet.
They buff the damage as well because they don't.
yeah. If it buffs the damage, now it's actually almost worth it because now you start getting some serious damage from Shima torps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta do that. Shima, yeah, it's a one-trick pony, and that's not gonna fix it. That's not gonna help it. And when you get hit, you're gonna lose torp tubes, which is gonna suck. Just destroy your reload.
You lose basically all damage if you lose torp tubes.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay, so now I'm going to, because you actually are here, Matt, I know I actually asked you about this when it first came out, and definitely had a different idea to you, but I did agree with you eventually on the Worcester.
The Worcester.
The Worcester. So the Worcesters... Yeah,
Worcester.
so let's quickly
I
go
don't know
over...
where you'd put it, but I have the camo and the legendary mod, so I'll sit at 12 point. I think it's like 8.6 range, and if you can dodge just a little bit, I mean, the ship is basically untouchable. So for me, it's worth the money because I can play way further back and still hit with moonshot shells. But if you can't hit in the first place, it's not worth it. So if your aim's good, it's worth it. If you can't aim for crap, it's not.
No,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. You can't-
Especially with the firing range, that's awesome, but you're still talking about orbital shells. Your shell dispersion now goes down, so actually if you suck at aiming, well, now it's going to be really rough when you miss, because you're going to miss by a country mile, but the AA bonuses are great. Like, it really
so
is.
one thing you have to realize is it's the dispersion. It's not how fast the shells are going. So if you can't hit in the first place, 5% isn't really going to affect you that much. But yes, it does affect. And like I said, the camo kind of like balances it out a little bit more because I do have the camo. I haven't played without the camo. I don't know how bad it really is.
You can stack dispersion with the Eagle camo. You can stack
Exactly.
dispersion.
So I'd actually say it's generally worth it. I wouldn't say it's worth it because you have to specifically like the Worcester, but it is a general buff to everything, and you can't argue with having additional range, having better dispersion, and having good AA. Like,
No, it's like you gotta like Worcester arcs, not
Yeah.
this Worcester itself. There's a
Proven
difference.
that-
The Worcester
that
arcs and
makes
shell speed are something you have to like.
okay.
And the hang time.
Where
Calculate that in.
I don't know, for me, I would generally, you could take reload over it or any other thing for free, and you're kind of also doing the same thing. That's what I would say. Like, Alistair say it's worth the money.
It's just a strong leg mod, though. It's just a strong leg
Yeah,
mod.
it
because
is.
of the rules.
Here's one thing I
Yes.
have noticed is if you run detection and range mod, I don't know, it just allows you to play so many different play styles at the same time. You know what I mean? Because you can still sneak up on people, and you still have the ability to play at max range if you get like 5 battleship game, which absolutely sucks for cruisers.
Yeah,
But
but then
not
again,
really.
Worcester, though, you can absolutely just sit behind an island, just as you were saying before. It's amazing at just shooting, lobbing over, and hitting with mortars, if I can say it right, and it just hits. It's a
You
pretty
just
good.
raid. You bring down the
I
pain.
will
Yeah.
say my damage went up 10k per game whenever I put it on.
Alright, so for some, if you like the Worcester arcs, or can handle them, I should say, it's worth it. But I would say it's generally worth it just because I only would want to bring it just because I run a full AA build because I hate carriers. That's what I use my Worcester for because I can't handle the
Okay,
arcs.
service ship, mate.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Well, wait, I'm a filthy surface ship main. I sold my Nakamov earlier, so I'm fine with that. Oh man.
Submarines go
Just
wild.
move on.
Yeah,
Just
it-
move on.
Oh,
If you want,
Yamato.
if,
This
you,
Yep.
if you want to,
Yamato.
Ooh,
Yamato.
ooh, Yamato.
Yep. So Yamato, let's talk about this. So let's quickly go over to the game. No, come on, what's going on here? Why is my game? Oh no, my game's
Save you the
frozen.
time. It's not worth it.
My game, yeah. Okay, well, I guess. Okay, so it increases your dispersion by what, minus 10%?
3% difference.
Increase?
3%
That's
difference.
a decrease.
That's a decrease.
Yeah.
10%
Sorry, one
decrease
second.
is
My
pretty
game
good.
is actually crashing here.
And then main.
It's
battle.
10% better dispersion, minus 10% turret traverse. So your
It's-
turrets are gonna move
You're like,
slow.
barely getting anything for Yamato.
Yeah. So
It's not
small
worth
game.
it.
Okay.
so I'd say it's used only if it's
you
your
fit
favorite
with
ship.
the sniping place. If you fit
Yeah.
with the sniping playstyle, sure.
If you plan to sit still for the whole game,
Yep.
sure, go for
Well,
it.
not really. You
That's
just
what
Or
let
you're
one
in
snipe. Doesn't
Asia
mean you can't move.
server.
When you're in Asia server.
Yeah, in Asia.
Oh yeah.
This is just server dependent. If you're in Asia, this is generally worth it. If you're in NA, probably use it only as your favorite ship.
Yeah. So
And
So
maybe
it's my
in
favorite
competitive
ship. I
games.
still won't buy it.
I guess
It's
nobody.
It's a
else
hard-
does.
it's a
let me
hard
pop this
sell.
up. So
hard
you
sell.
now see it. You now see it on screen. Sorry, the game crashed on me. You know, you always love that. But I think I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say that it's used only if it's your favorite ship.
Yeah.
I think that's a good position for it. I wouldn't say that it's not worth it because it's not a bad mod, but it's not Shimakaze Venezia on Conqueror bad. It still helps. Would you agree with that, Soulfire? Because I know Soulfire you enjoy it.
Totally disagree with that because Yamato. So to me, Yamato is the most accurate battleship I've ever played. It's ridiculous, and that extra percent, that tiny little percentage dispersion is not going to change it. Not for when you got a flanking red dino coming around on you, and you need to move and get a turret on them or something. You know.
That is
You're
true. Okay.
But
You
then
know
again,
what?
that's a really peculiar case.
I don't know.
Actually,
man.
not
It's like
really.
easy.
Not really. Flanking DDs is now becoming a pretty constant
Especially when
thing.
Yeah,
especially
sure, but like,
Especially in
Yeah.
Cage with all the Shima players, it actually is not a rare occurrence anymore, really.
Alistair
Really?
actually brought it
That's
up.
my
That is
two
true.
cents. It's not
If the
worth
mod
it.
was slot 2,
For those youngsters.
Oh, it's true. If the model was the slot 2 and you could stack dispersion, that would be funny.
That
Yeah.
was
Think about it then. Yeah, absolutely.
Huh.
But in slot 1, no way.
yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
I
No.
would
So
say
okay,
depends. I
we'll
would say
we'll leave
depends.
it. Yeah. I
Just
still
leave it there. Just leave it there. Don't touch it.
No. I'm gonna side with that because you do. I've played that, and yeah, the traverse speed decrease sucks. It sucks.
Even
I'm
against
gonna change my
cruisers,
mind.
it's a bad time.
Yeah, but at the same
Hmm.
time, like it's arguably still better, but
It's borderline.
uh,
It's borderline. It's
yeah.
really borderline.
Yeah, but that's why we make this video. That's why we get everyone's opinions on this, because it actually is like people want to know this information.
I haven't tested on.
Is it time for
Yamato.
Slide?
It's actually one person's point
Is
of
it
view.
time for Slide to share his opinion on the Zao?
Oh, please.
Yes.
Let's
Yeah,
this
let's
one.
actually talk about it, and the game's actually still working. So let's first go over the gearing, the steering gear on the Zao. You get increased max traverse speed, traverse acceleration, and surface detection. So what this allows you to do, and I hate to use the Petro as an example because sometimes you almost have to kind of do this with the Zao, but it's different. So in order to make the Petro work, you have to put a bunch of money into it. In order to make the Zao feel comfortable,
Yep.
you have to put money into it.
Right.
It's slightly different, but I don't know. I know some people would probably say it's the same thing, but you can stack -5 surface detection, -10 surface detection. Oh, look, you can pay another $16 on the camo. By the way, don't get this camo. It's horrible. I wish it was better. Once again, it should have been like the expanse. But then you get another -4% surface detection, bringing the surface detection down all the way down to 7.14 kilometers.
DD level.
Yeah, stupid DD level. In my opinion, I'm just gonna go right back to this.
I think it makes it the stealthiest tier 10 cruiser.
Yes, it
I think
does.
it is the
Yeah.
stealthiest tier 10
Oh,
cruiser. by
And
far.
I'd say it's generally worth it because it makes the Zao so comfortable to play. Like, without it, the Zao, you have to really have the right game. It's team dependent. You have to make sure you have everything ducks in a row to make it work. After this, it's like, actually, just like, I can relax and play the Zao and do pretty well in it.
Until CV says hi to you, and then it's just RIP.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
See,
that's
or
with
Duchess,
or
we can
without
say
it. That's with
hi.
or without it. What I would say is now it feels like you can now take on other DDs. You can now take on other cruisers in your own way. Whereas if CVs doesn't matter, you don't have good AA, so any bad AA cruiser can just get annihilated by a CV. So it doesn't matter. That just lumps it into a bit of different things. But it makes it comfy. I don't know. Anyone else have opinions? I know Pigway was actually the one that got me to buy it. Because he was like, it just feels better.
Well, you really are getting it for the detection, realistically speaking. You're getting it for the better detection.
You're putting you're investing everything into the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so actually someone did bring it up.
Initially, one cherry can remove.
If Black Zao has a black to cow treatment, I'm not gonna lie, Zao just goes away. Its usability
It's just-
is, yeah.
It's the sad reality of Zao, but if Black Zao has Black Takao treatment, I don't see a reason why anyone will ever play normal Zao again.
Yeah. It's gonna.
Now
yeah.
you have the G-Don, which has the fuel smoke, and now you're gonna have Black Zao.
Yep.
It's gonna be a bit of a rip for Zao.
Yep. That is
Yeah.
true.
G-Don's already putting Zao to the test, so Black Zao would just
Uh-huh.
be nailing the coffin.
Husky, does anyone still play the Zao? I actually still do. It's just you have to be in the mood for it. You do.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely more into the mood with it, with the, with the mod on it and like that. August, it's the only boat that you've broke 200k in. Yeah, that's like Zao is the most powerful tier 10 cruiser. I will say that, but it's also the easiest one to shut the down. I'm like, Red, how many times have you destroyed a Zao with your Stalingrad or something like that within like 2-3 salvos? You just annihilate it. It's gone.
You know how many times I've rushed a Zao my destroyers? Oh no.
That
Poor Zao.
too.
They battle tank and try to torp me, but they have horrendous torp angle. It's just sad, man. It's just sad. It's a
Yeah.
bad time.
Oh yeah, so it's you can do that. I'm betting there's plenty of other Mr. Mines probably nuked it in his Thunderer Hiromi might have even beat one with a Khabarovsk. We don't even know.
The Khabarovsk.
In a Makarov, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, you put
Zaos.
Makarov with APCS plus on Kaba, easy stick crisis on Zao.
Brian, you get out of here. No, Brian, you get out of here. No, Smolensk does not eat a leg mod. Smolensk just.
Alright, so
Yeah.
my propositions for a Smolensk leg mod is we give it 10% range buff, 10% concealment buff.
Oh my god, no.
Okay.
Okay, now
But
let's
risk
actually talk
of
about one of the newer
defenses
ones here. Let's actually do this really quickly. So the torpedo tube modification on the Z52, -8 reload time, at plus 12 torpedo speed, And -4 torpedo damage, which actually, Red, you were saying earlier, it doesn't really decrease it that much.
It does 100 damage.
doesn't-
Like it's still,
yeah.
the torp's still smack. The torp's
It's still not bad. So actually, Z52 is going to go right up with Gearing and Grozovoi. It just helps. It's generally worth it.
It's borderline actually. It's borderline worth it all because when you think about the fact that Z52 can now challenge fast DDs with his torps, it is very strong. It's very borderline.
Yeah.
You can actually hit Kleber, Regolos, Delnies with your torps more easily now.
Yeah. So I feel it makes it more comfortable. It makes it where it's now the Z52 is not just all about guns. It's an entire package now. You've got good guns, which the reload mod didn't really help that much anyways.
No.
Like, it really didn't.
No.
So it can help if you are running a free to play account and like that. Yeah, run reload probably. It's probably the best one there. But yeah, if you got the leg mod for the Z52, it makes the torpedoes really comfortable. Similar to how Gearing is. You run it on Gearing and it feels just pretty good. Pretty comfy.
It's hard to compare to
Gearing-
Gearing Grozovoi when you consider how
Gearing
fast.
Gearing
can
leg mod
tell.
removes Gearing's issue, not the.
When you consider the fact that
Yes.
Z52's torps turn
Oh,
like same,
72's
it's
all
hard
right,
to compare.
but-
Yeah, it's hard to compare Z52s to
Uh-huh.
Gearing Grozovoi
I
just when you consider the
remember-
difference.
Yeah. I don't know. I see
I
the
just remember that.
Like Gearing,
No, you go.
Gearing
You go,
leg is
Romy.
making the
Okay, Gearing
Never
leg
mind.
mod is
Never
different
mind,
compared to Grozovoi. Gearing and Grozovoi's leg mods, they turn their torps from okay to use to very usable. They're very usable. Z52s are already usable, but they turn insane.
That is true.
Uh-huh.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. So some people are actually saying Z52 is worth it.
Yeah.
I would say it's worth the money because, well, you're now you're
Like,
able
if
to
you're
throw
good at
off
zoning,
MEPDs
yes.
or whatever.
Well, it's just better overall.
Okay, one second. Stormy,
Uh-huh.
finish off your statement, then Hiromi's talk.
Yeah.
I would say Z52 mod is worth it because you don't know how badly you're gonna throw off the enemy. They think you're gonna have slow torps, but they're not expecting 73-kilometer torps.
Yep. Now Hiromi, what were you gonna say?
Do note that Z52 does have the best torpedo
I
concealment
was about to say
in the
that it
game.
has the best concealment.
Oh,
It has
you
the
conceal.
stealthy- the best concealment of all torps. DD torps at tier 10 besides Elbing and so
Oh,
on.
you guys are making me change my mind. Okay, you know what? Just because also I'm gonna take meta into consideration here just a little bit. It's worth it.
This is one of the strongest DD sets.
I need to
Yeah, it's already one of the strongest. You're just making it better. That is true. That is
Uh-huh.
true. That is true. I can't deny that. Like there's other ships where I'm like, okay, meta wise, it does help, but it's like no,
It's
Z52,
hard.
it's already...
It's hard to compare to Gear and Grozovoi because Gear and Grozovoi are bringing them to usable torps. These torps just turn insane. These torps just turn insane.
Yep. Yeah. No. Okay. So Z52 is definitely worth it. I actually bought it on mine because I was like, hey, you know what? I already like Z52, and the reload mod, I think it doesn't really decrease its DPM down.
I gotta
hardly at
buy
all.
mine. I gotta buy mine eventually.
Yeah. Ask Cheesecake Killer how much he likes Z52. Get him on here. Come on. Yep. Alright, everyone. I think we got everything there. Anyone have any contestations that they want to bring on there?
I'm still not sure about Yamato's
A lot of these are in between just
Like,
because of the
what's-
player.
What
But
so far is it? With or without the reader, like the lag mod is not even a factor in judging if it's worth it or not. Yamato's choice versus slow short. Like in that situation, with or without the lag mod, nothing changed.
Well, let's actually quickly talk about this. Let's because of course we have the press account here, so let's actually quickly go over to live stream, and let's do this. Okay, so with the leg mod, okay, so we're going with versus against. The church verse is 3.85 degrees per second.
But then again, you'll be counting like for half of the game, so it doesn't really
That is
matter.
true. That's not wrong. It's that you are a sniper in Yamato. You're just a tanky sniper, like that. And without, you're at 4.28 degrees.
And not mentioning you'll be cutting it. The turrets won't be turning as much, but you'll be turning a
the
whole
question
lot
is,
more.
Mr. Mime, is it worth 16 bucks to get 3% better dispersion?
That's another thing we have to think about.
That's another thing because
That's-
when you consider.
That's a whole
Is
other question. We're just
it's
talking
such a-
about.
Yeah, but it's such a marginal difference for Yamato.
Well,
Such a marginal.
I know, but let's just put it aside. And let's just.
Okay.
This is
Yeah.
really hard.
What
It's
criteria
just
do you want to
one.
go on? What criteria? Name the criteria right now. Yamato specifically.
I mean, you can get slightly better accuracy. I would say it's actually.
That's
So
why
you
I
start
was
to
putting it
realize-
in the use if only your favorite ship, because I think over time, over a
just
bunch
put
of
it there.
games, you'd
should-
realize
Yeah,
that, like
I
you'd
agree
see
with
the
that.
difference, but it's not something that's going to make or break it. That's why I changed it on this, was specifically because everyone was kind of like, no, it's actually just not worth it, and that for that $16 as well. But I would say that if you're a Yamato main, it minus 3% dispersion can add up. It can. And especially if we're adding the Montanas in here, where it's like, hey, you're going to notice it after a bunch of games. It fits the same criteria.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So I would just say just put it only if you like.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Soulfire, but also I think because we have
has
Montana there,
It has
it's
a
the
fun
same thing.
twisters.